Right, welcome back to another knowledge. I was just there looking at some stuff before that and just realised something what I'd not realised before. Right? Simple as I've not even seen it like a clock face 3 and 9. Right? Uh, is your eastern face is 3, right? And your western face is 9. So that would explain 9/11. You see, it's a western face. So if you're doing something on the western face, it's like the false face, isn't it? So 9/11. Right? Yeah, western face. Of course, three being the east. Three wise men from the east, the Freemasons. Right? Of course, 12 and 6 become north and south. Right? So I've done that video about south. They use south as a code in the directional codes, right? They mean bad, right? Something like bad. So it's 6 hex going down, right? And 12 on the top again, the 12 becomes a 3 again. 1 and 2. Or your 777, see? 1 and 2 for 3. Or your 2 and 1 for 21 777. So again, see, it all makes sense as coding systems, right? In Western face, right? Yeah, Western face. Western world is not yet derived from the East or the light, right? So the Eastern face is where all the knowledge is at the back, right? And the face, the shirt of the Western world, or the front facing face, is basically a lie, isn't it? It's like a mask or a lie. You know what I mean? It's like an ignorant face to put on the Western world. See, the proper knowledge is in the East. Yeah, we just think of a stern face, and you put a stern face on or something. It's like a hard face type of thing. See, so obviously I've like this hard face, a stern face. All these tea drinkers use like a stern face to make on it's all hex and make on it's all war and all that when there's no going on. See, to use a stern face. It's all coded stuff. Right? Western smile transforms a stern face. Of course, Howard Stern and all, innit? We offer a bit of code, like, Howard Stern responds to resurfaced blackface performance. Dropping code all the time, see? Stern face. Kind of get more stern than when you're presenting the news, right? Presenting these news programs, right? That's where they get the most use out of putting on a stern face, see? Trying to convince people, of all the stuff that's meant to be going on in the world and all this, right? And Michael Stern, news reporter Michael Stern, right? More good. Yeah, Eamon Holmes gives Sky News presenter a stern telling off. And Lucy Cohen with a stern face. Looks stern. See? So they use this stern code like Michael Stern, reporter, author and philanthropist. Alexander Hamilton High School. Now Paul Robeson High School. Stern person. Hard, harsh or severe in manner or character. Stern disciplinarian. Showing or expressing displeasure or disapproval. See what I mean? Like news reporters. Or the Queen or something, you see what I mean? Plenty of quoted stories about the monarch and the queen's stern warning. Yeah, queen looks very stern. Yeah, see, stern telling out to Prince William. Of course, the face is very stern, like, isn't it? The queen of tea drinkers, very stern. Stern star, which I didn't know. Stern star. So that, yeah, again, gives a bit of knowledge about things. Stern family crest, which is pretty interesting, like, isn't it? Hex, the hex. A stern on a ship or a boat. Stern. Yeah. The back or aftmost part of a ship or boat. Stern post. Stern lies opposite the bow. Transom. Trans alright, like, isn't it? The flat transom stern. The flat transom stern. So very funny codes what to put in, like, isn't it? Stern lies opposite the bow. Remember, we've got a brew and arrow, like the goddess here, Diana, or Artemis Diana, the hunter, uses a brew and arrow, right? So that's, yeah, quite funny, like, isn't it? Of the Eastern Star, which was what the three wise men meant to follow, like, wasn't it? The Order of the Eastern Star. Yeah. Follow that star, something to do with Jesus and that, wasn't it? Order of the Eastern Star. Order is based on teachings from the Bible. Eastern Star, the dog star, known as Sirius, the dog star, Egyptian god of chaos. They like chaos, don't they? Very popular name for Chinese and Indian restaurants as well. Eastern Star. The original name. Chinese, Indians, Eastern Star. John Kennedy Road, Kings Lynn. Oh. Of course, yeah, popular as a religious sort of theme as well, isn't it? Follow that star. A lot of religious, things to do with it. Three wise men obviously following the star and all that. Follow the star, live nativity in the Kernstown battlefield. See? Like a battlefield, like, don't they? They with all this stuff. The wise men followed the star that led them to the light that was Jesus. Yeah. T for Jesus. And the three kings was among the wisest men of the time. See? Discovering the Messiah was to be born. He organised the expedition to find him. So all this is coded stuff. You know who the three kings are. You know what the wisest is. Despite their culture and religion in a foreign land, see? East and west, right? I've done that video before, see, is when you gone inside the lodge, you're stepping in the east, out the west, see? When you come out the lodge back onto the western ground, see? It's like two different countries, really. It's like two different countries and foreign cultures and lands and all this. So all that stuff about the foreign and the foreign lands and the Bible and all that. See about following the star, right? When they follow the star, they're following in the stern, right, which is the backside of the ship. So they're following in the wake of the backside of the ship going along the craft, right? In the wake of the craft, the boat or the ship, following the stern. You know what I mean? Of course, but a backside type of idea, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's funny, like, in it, of a ship, right? Is the waves, the sort of foaming waves that goes as it moves through the water, right? Like that. So seeing that stuff about the birth of Venus and the castration of Uranus and the foam, right? That has very foam-like qualities, doesn't it? So the wake, you know, you get all these type of shows telling the people to wake up and stuff, right? You know, and these conspiracy videos and that, you get a load of shills. I remember one a few years ago called Team Wake 'em Up or something. It was called Team Wake 'em Up. And I was telling people to wake up and talking about Lewis who's awake and all this. There's the wake. You're following in the wake. You're following in the foam coming from the ship. You know what happens when you get in the foam? See what I'm saying? The ship's wake. It's all coded, right? The wake, right? A moving ship generates a wake. Consists of a characteristic wave pattern in a V-shaped region, right, behind the ship. So you've got all names for all this stuff and everything, right? So it's not like it's all, no one's paid attention to it. That's what it's all about. A wake field, Wake velocity caused by friction along the sides of the hull. Wake field. Andrew Wakefield, a British anti-vaccine activist. So now if anybody's one of these activists, they're basically controlled opposition, right? He's anti-vaccine, of course. We know a lot about vaccine stuff at the moment with that, what do you call it? So, this character was obviously put out to, cause a bit of chaos amongst naturals, It's still basically unknown, all this stuff, whether these vaccines cause anything or what have you. It's pretty much still an unknown type of thing, innit? But this character was put out to create chaos, as you can see there, doing the 7. Right? King Edward's School, Bath, St Mary's Hospital, well, there you go. Anyone who has that background is going to be working for them, end up. So, whether or not the stuff he was talking about was correct or what have you, it was done to throw chaos into the works, right? Looks a tea drinker like straight off the bat. No doubt about it. So as we see, the wake, following in the wake. The fall, see? Associated this character in with the COVID BS, right? And all. That was going to happen, I want it. Very big thing at the moment in mainstream media is the idea of being woke, right? Yeah. You see it all over on different news channels and that. Right? Woke. This work is obviously